Center.
Probably the best radio station in the world. Hot 102 FM.
It's now time for the Sports Pulse. Let's rejoin our host, Clyde Williams. He comes to you from the Wyndham Kingston. The right way, the Wyndham way.
Welcome back, of course. When you hear that, you know it's Thursday and it's about 8:10, 8:15 thereabouts, and it's sports here on Today. Sports Buzz. Sports Buzz today, Deaf Sports Jamaica. You heard right, Deaf Sports Jamaica. On location we have Kevin McDonald, Chairman, Deaf Sports Jamaica. Good morning, Kevin.
Good morning, listeners. Good morning to you also.
Wonderful to have you.
Thank you for inviting me to be a part of your program to talk about Deaf Sports Jamaica.
And we also have Mrs. Michelle Montague Baker. She is the interpreter. So listeners, there will be a little delay, not long. And on the phone we have Peter Kavanaugh, Kavanaugh, Public Relations Officer and founding member, Deaf Sports Jamaica. Morning, Peter.
Morning,
How you do? Wonderful to have you.
Okay.
All right, let's start with Kevin. Whose idea is Deaf Sports Jamaica?
That was my idea. I've been looking in the deaf community and looking at what is happening and at their development. And I've made contacts with international organizations, especially one, about taking up sporting activities in Jamaica and find out how it is to be done. And then I contacted Peter. And we have been working together as a team, and that is how the process actually started. We met and then we worked together, and now we are an organization.
Why Peter?
Well,
hold on, Peter. Hold on. We still come to you. Sorry, Peter.
Sorry. Okay.
We chose Peter because he already has experience and contacts with international organizations. And he has the goal also to see deaf persons succeed in Jamaica and to also participate at an international level.
Peter?
Yes, sir.
What kind of background do you have and how did you get involved with Kevin McDonald and the Deaf Sports Jamaica?
Well, my involvement with community activities and with sports go back a long time. I mean, I'm the development officer for table tennis for Jamaica at the level of the Jamaica Table Tennis Association. But even growing up as a child, you know, in church, ISCF, Youth for Christ, that sort of thing. Even at UA, I mean, I was an urban hall and I was, you know, a participant in many other activities that will be there. Later on, as a regional manager with the JS, even although I'm still currently that, I did find time to be involved even with the Maroons, that sort of thing. But with the deaf now, in 2001 actually, I shot a documentary on the Caribbean Christian Center for the Deaf. And it's kind of like begun a journey of really being aware of some of the many challenges that deaf persons do face, and also the lack of opportunity that do exist. 2008 I did another documentary for the 50th anniversary of this Caribbean Christian Center for the Deaf. I also wrote a feature. And later on, by exploration and starting to train a table tennis team at CCCD, you know, you realize that there are opportunities for the deaf. It's just that, unfortunately, in about 80 odd years of international deaf competition, Jamaica has never sent anyone. We have sent athletes to the Paralympics or the Special Olympics, the regular Olympics, but never ever the Deaf Olympics or any other games like that.
All right, let me come back to Kevin. Now, November 27, 2010, you launched your first National Sports Day for the Deaf at Manchester High School in Mandeville. Tell us a little bit about the conception of that idea and how you worked on it with your colleagues.
That was really a challenge to get the sporting activities together. At that time, it was a really wonderful day that we had, and the public came and see that deaf persons could actually do whatever they put their mind to in sports.
Do you play any sports? Come on.
No, I don't play any sports. I'm just a normal person who myself just love to watch sports. I'm a sports enthusiast. That's what I would classify myself as. I love sports, and that's why I really thought of this idea and wanted to be such a success.
Well, I am hearing that you're a bookworm. You're a little nerdy nerd.
I love to buy the books. It's not my favorite. I'm a computer my job is I'm a computer technician. That's what I really love to do. I'm a technician. I work at the school for the deaf.
All right. What sports did we have on November 27?
We had track and field, six-a-side football. We had basketball and netball. Table tennis. We had table tennis.
Is that cricket?
We were supposed to have cheerleading. We were supposed to have cheerleading, Fred, but unfortunately we didn't get to that part. That actually did not happen.
All right, Peter.
Yes, sir.
Concerning Deaf Olympics, when is the next such holding of that event?
Okay, well, that event should be coming up around about, I think, 2013. But before that, like next year, there is, of course, there's also the Pan-American Deaf Games. There's also the World Deaf Championships otherwise. And so there are opportunities for our athletes, once we've identified them in Jamaica, to actually go forward beginning next year. But another critical thing that needs to happen is that there is a Congress that will be held in Maryland in February. And that's where the International Committee of Sports for the Deaf will be meeting with all its members, all the federations and associations from across the world. And we want Jamaica to be formally admitted. That will enable us, once we participate in a game, to actually march under the Jamaican flag. And, to establish brand Jamaica at that level. So it's a critical meeting. We're in the process of doing our application right now. But Kevin can talk some more about that too.
All right, tell us, Kevin, about the Congress in February, about our involvement that in Pan Am Deaf Games and the World Games and ultimately the Olympics.
As Peter said, we want to be involved in that meeting in February next year in Maryland, and we hope that Jamaica will be able to qualify for the International Deaf Olympics. It's for 2013. We plan for 2012 to go to Canada first and participate in that Olympics. And then after that, we're going to go to the Deaf Olympics in 2013. Right now, we're working towards that goal for 2012. Also, we have a camp coming up to train our athletes. That's going to be taking place in 2011.
How can Jamaicans help the Deaf Olympic team, the deaf athletes in Jamaica?
Right now, the support that we need from Jamaica is to give them the proper training. We need persons to help us with the proper training. and let us be involved in any sporting activities that is happening. And also that the teachers in the schools who are training deaf students in sporting activities can participate, can include sporting in their curriculum for the sports activities that we plan. So that will help us to work towards our goal, and we can become just like the hearing persons, and the hearing persons we can have competitions with them to gain experience, and so that they can see that we too can do the different sporting activities that they are involved in. There are so many other things that we could talk about, but I want us to start practicing early, that we are, so that we can show the show persons in Jamaica that deaf persons, although we can't hear, we can make a special or make contribution to Jamaica just like they do.
Peter, coaching is a major obstacle that you will have to overcome. Have you identified any coaches yet for the various disciplines?
Well, we do have persons, some who are, you know, at the adult stage from a deaf community who have been involved in different activities. We also, well, like me, I'm an international level 2 table tennis coach who was also trained to coach not only the able-bodied person but also like special Olympians and para-athletes. And part of what we would be doing, I guess, going forward as a development plan is we'll be getting international trainers to come down and perhaps run some level 1 or level 2 programs eventually. I do have to say a big thank you also to like our main corporate sponsor, Juicy Patties, because they came forward at very short notice for the Sports Day, and it's a sponsorship they're willing to renew every year. And of course SDF was also there, because the other thing is that we'll also be trying to get a monthly stipend from the SDF that will help the Deaf Sports Jamaica Secretary to actually function and be able to implement certain tasks as they go along, because sustainability is very critical, and as you know right now, you know, the budget kind of tight for most persons. But from Mr. Mays and others, we have gotten a commitment that we'll be getting that kind of support, you know.
Kevin, what was the feedback like from deaf Jamaicans who turned out to the Sports Day in Manchester recently?
Wow, that was really an exciting time. Persons keep on asking, when will be the next one? How can we participate in 2011? Will it be earlier on in the year? They were asking so many questions. And the ultimate was a good experience. It was the first time that we had something like this for the deaf, and they wanted to continue. They want this activity to be a yearly event, and they want to participate in more sporting activities. I told them, yes, we could do that. Pool and the community level, we're going to separate them at different levels for the community, and we're going to have tournaments, different tournaments, so that we can find the groups that are the best. They were surprised because the school students wanted to have boys competition and girls competition. Just like in normal schools. And I said, yes, we could do something like that, but let us look towards the future and see how we could start working with the schools, and then we move from there.
Any persons that he'd like to acknowledge and say thanks to as part of the organization of the first Deaf Sports Jamaica National?
Yes. I want to thank Mr. Andrew Gallimore, Minister Gallimore. He supported us. And also Mr. Mays, Mr. Peter Mays, and some of the private organizations like Juicy Patties. They were a big sponsor, and I want to say thanks CCCD School and also to the Jamaica for their invaluable support of the Deaf Sports competition, Deaf Sports Day. We have so many other persons we want to thank, but I can't call their names, so I'm just going to say thank you for assisting with the development of Deaf Sports Jamaica, and we're looking forward to your support in the future.
Peter, How can we contribute financially now? How can Jamaicans contribute financially to the effort to take us to 2013, where deaf Jamaicans can be on the world stage achieving like all the other Jamaicans in sports?
Well, I think Kevin, actually, his committee will, they do have their accounts that they have set up, or in the process of setting up for the group, and he'll be able to give you some more information about that. But I figure more or less, the Deaf Sports Jamaica is also under the umbrella of the Jamaica Association for the Deaf.
Yes.
So one could actually make contact with that organization at in Kingston there, and as a result of that, then one can make contribution. But we want contribution not necessarily to only be in terms of cash, When we look at the inputs in terms of like sporting gear,
yes,
then that is another serious area that we need some help, because I mean you do need things like your running shoes, you need your basketballs, your
table tennis bats,
your table tennis bats, and that sort of thing, and these things are not necessarily cheap out here. I mean, I run a table tennis center in Manchester, and I can tell you that it's quite expensive to get these inputs. When you have to bring them in, sometimes there are also issues like in terms of customs and duties and that sort of thing.
All right, let me get the final words from Kevin, because time is on us. Kevin, any final words on what you want to achieve with Deaf Sports Jamaica?
So that we'll be able to be involved in the international competition, and then in world competitions. I know that many persons think that deaf persons can't do, and maybe that they don't have any value, and that they don't have any future, and they don't have dreams like normal persons. That's because they are deaf. And there are also bad influence in the community and what they see happening, and persons may think deaf persons they can't achieve. But I want the Jamaica to know that deaf persons can, and we can achieve just like them, and we want to do this through sports.
Thank you very much, Kevin MacDonald.
Thank you so much for having me. And I'm hoping that we will all see you Jamaicans next year at our Deaf Sports Jamaica Sports Day.
Give thanks. Thank you very much, Peter.
Okay, thanks.
Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
That was Sports Pulse, Deaf Sports Jamaica. Kevin MacDonald, Chairman, Deaf Sports Jamaica, and Peter Kavanaugh, Public Relations Officer and founding member, Deaf Sports Jamaica. The aim is 2013. And before that, well, February at the Congress in, is it Canada?
Yes, we want to go to Canada in 2012.
All right, all the very best. Let's go to the break, and when we come back from the break, it's a time for On the Dial, taking your calls.
Riu Hotel and Resorts is